One thing you seem to be very certain about, which is very reflective in your relationship with our country, which is France has been an all-weather friend for India. It's not only a good weather friend, right? And you can see that, like, when the world is against France, all this stood up. Your relationship with Prime Minister Modi has actually deepened as well. And after 2018, the Indo-Pacific announcement in the world, our relationship has gotten even more stronger, right? This kind of geopolitic certainty and friendship is rare to see in the world. Do you think this is going to be an example for the world that now the new world order is about multipolarity, where things are going to be balanced in friendships and not going to be one-sided? Do you think India and France are setting an example?
I really believe that when we team up, we deliver. We launched together with Prime Minister Modi the Solar Alliance initiative. We delivered. We launched together during the G20 the IMEC. We are delivering and we will deliver. We decided together to deal with artificial intelligence in the global regulation or conversation. We are doing it. Last year in France, during our Action Summit, now in India. So I think we clearly delivered concrete results because it's based with all our differences, because we are different as countries, as civilizations, our people. But I have indeed this great relation with your Prime Minister, and our countries have this great relation. Why? Because we have, beyond these differences, similarities. A taste for precisely culture, innovation, and diversity, I would say. When you speak to a French person, I mean, the relationship with language, with multilingualism, and respect of Francophonie is super important. When I see your Prime Minister, he speaks in Hindu, and I know the diversity of your languages. It creates something very special because we don't like uniformity. Second, we don't want to be dependent on one of the two big powers. We want to have a good relation with the US and China. We have different relationship, by the way, with both of them, between India and France. But it was the whole rationale of the Indo-Pacific approach, meaning a third way.
Yeah.
Something which is, I will not be confrontational with you, but I don't want to be dependent on you.
True.
Let me build my own future in full respect. And based on that, this is the fact that we really believe, both India and France, that democracy, rule of law, multilateralism, delivering concrete results make sense. And we are supporters of this approach. And in this world where the rule of law is very often replaced by, I would say, the order of the strongest, I really believe it makes sense, and it's super attractive.
True.
Because you can gather a lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of goodwill. So this is where I really believe that this approach and our partnership is not just meaningful, but has a much more potential than what we see today.
True. Even Europe is realizing now that strategic autonomy is the way forward, not choosing one side. And PM Modi's brand is about choosing a strategic autonomy. We honor the Russian friendship, yet deepen relationship with US. We build a relationship with France and deal with the rest of the world. So he has stood by it. Do you think your way of thinking and like Europe's way of thinking is now also being inspired by India and PM Modi, now that strategic autonomy is the way forward, not choosing sides anymore?
Look, I really believe that the fact that we build this partnership and this trade agreement, this free trade agreement between Europe and India, is obviously due to this period of time where there is increasing skepticism or frustration vis-à-vis the US, given the recent attitude. And a lot of Europeans now see that India is the biggest place where we can build this new partnership. But I really believe as well that I advocated 9 years ago a more sovereign Europe. I pushed this approach of a strategic autonomy of the Europeans. Some colleagues did follow me and wanted to cooperate. Some of us were super skeptical, saying, okay, this is a French idea. It will never work. And some of us were still in in the certainty that the relationship with the US is something which will never change, and that this is a geopolitical umbrella and a strong alliance which will always deliver. I mean, all this approach collapsed.
Yeah.
And not to say that we want to be confrontational with the US. I mean, the more intense the relation could be, the more happy I will be. But having an ally, having a friend, doesn't mean that you're dependent on your friend.
True.
And I really believe that when a lot of Europeans see that this approach is adopted by a country like India, it gives them more trust, and they accept to be probably a little bit bolder. So I really believe on the potential of this relation as well, because it will increase what we want to do together, meaning being more independent. And once again, what do we want to be more independent? First, because we are obsessed by this sovereign approach. What does it mean, sovereign? Our fellow citizens decide for themselves. If you are dependent technologically or regarding defense issues, you cannot guarantee your fellow citizens that they will decide. So in a certain way, it's a bias in the democracy, because I ask you to vote, but you will never decide if you go this way or this way, because you have no choice.
True.
So the strategic autonomy is super important when you are a strong democracy. And second, because we are, both of us, I mean, India and France, very much attached to diversity, as I mentioned, and the strength of this diversity. And we don't want to be part of a big uniformity.
थैंक यू सो मच ये क्लिप एंड तक देखने के लिए. अगर आपको और भी ऐसी क्लिप्स देखनी है तो राज शमानी क्लिप्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए.